What we experience, we manifest. It is not the other way around.
Correct.
Contrary to popular belief. This is why. Steph, break it down.
What you experience, you manifest. I'm going to repeat it two more times so that can be fully received. What you experience, you manifest. What you experience, you manifest. Ponder. In this moment, what are you experiencing? It calls you to bring all of your attention to self. What am I experiencing in this moment? You will then notice that the answers prompted will be from a sensory level. What am I experiencing? Am I experiencing comfort, discomfort? Am I experiencing peace? Am I experiencing inspiration? Am I experiencing a state of love? Am I experiencing joy? Am I experiencing bliss or delight? And when you feel in further into that, what else at a sensory level are you experiencing? Or are you experiencing dread? Are you experiencing stagnation? Are you experiencing a sense of depression, sadness? Are you experiencing anxiety? Take note when you ask yourself that, because these deep feeling states, these states, sensory states, I'm going beyond what is just feeling. It's what is being experienced. Feeling comes into it, but by addressing that it is a sensory experience, your being, your body, your infinite vastness has so many senses beyond just your external sensory points of seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, touching. There's, and we will touch on this another time, there's infinite senses that provide input in inner space. So it leads to how you experience the unfolding moment. When you ask yourself, again, you are at the seat of what is unfolding for you. You are the sovereign cause of your reality. And you ask yourself, what am I experiencing? If what you receive back as an answer is anxiety, go deeper. What is the source of this anxiety? Because we recognize, as we've touched before, anxiety, fear, these are distorted emotions. It then gives you the opportunity to shift that tone, shift that emotion into a chosen attitude, a chosen feeling that will then move you out of what brings anxiety. Back to we experience, and as thou experiences, thou manifests.
To break it down a little further, what I learned many years ago actually is that, I mean, yeah, I guess for some people, like writing things down and being very specific about your wants and goals and desires in life will sometimes work, I guess, in other ways. But the true deep way to manifest is to be in the feeling of what you're manifesting, but being that feeling so strongly and you live as that, right? You live as if what you've manifested is already here and that feeling state. And that is how you truly manifest what you desire in life, what you would like to receive. And so it all comes from a feeling state, and that's your experience. We manifest what we experience. I'm going to bring up something that happened a few days ago.
Mhm.
We're with a friend, and she's talking about her office, and she has an assistant. And she's very adamant about when men come into the office that the assistant isn't alone and that she's not alone and they're together and just for safety reasons, right? Well, if you're fearful of something, you're literally bringing that, you're manifesting that into your life. And so I said, look, I don't really want to like talk about what happened, but when I was attacked in West LA, it wasn't by a man, it's by a woman. And I was never fearful of being attacked. But I have to tell you, it was by a woman. So to be fearful of a certain gender, it doesn't have to be so. And if you make it so, it could have a higher possibility of happening. And her mind was a little blown, but I hope that I like helped to give her a new perspective because it really is like whatever you're focusing on and feeling fearful of or feeling a certain way of, it's probably going to happen. You're bringing that creation into your life. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes complete sense. And there was an
Okay.
absolute perspective shift in her. And it was
Yeah.
wonderful because in that moment, this being from the backdrop of eternity recognized this truth.
Right.
And you recognize that if you're carrying protectiveness, a strategy to protect in any way from what you feel is a world that is harmful to you or that you must protect yourself from, you're experiencing the world this way. Therefore, you're actually creating a tractor information that will bring forth these experiences because you hold that strongly as a parasitic belief system.
Mm-hmm.
When you hold, which is in alignment with truth, there's only truth in source. And from the wholeness of source and oneness with the one, there is nothing to protect against. All life is unfolding benevolently in support of you. Therefore, since it's always supporting, life supports life, you are not in an attractor mode of information that will in any way hurt you or harm you. In your case, at the time, you did carry that in your field and you can speak to it. And you also recognize now that when that happened, it was the perfect blow that hit you exactly in the medulla to release you of lifetimes worth of stagnant information that kept you limited. And at that moment, all the information coming up your planetary in your spine opened up into your skull and pineal gland that awakened you even more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tremendous blessing
Mm-hmm.
around something horrific.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that at the time since I had a severe concussion, almost permanent, but now we laugh about it because it's just so crazy and ridiculous. But yeah, we experience what we manifest. And that's why chosen attitudes are so important and how we act and what we put our attention to and what we're distracted by. And even like the media and the content, everything that we consume during the day, it's so important because what we are focusing on, how we're allowing our feelings to feel around, it creates a container for that to be the reality, for that reality to come in. With chosen
Mhm,
attitudes, oh, I really had a Michigan
mhm.
accent there. Chosen attitudes are extremely important in manifestation because we manifest what we experience.
Which brings me to emphasizing the following. As the sole and sovereign cause of your reality, you must take that throne. You must take the crown. Therefore, you are responsible for every detail in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you unconsciously and innocently choosing to allow for a situation, a circumstance to control you? recognize that as the sole and sovereign cause, if you're on the throne, the choices you make, where you bring your attention in the moment, what you choose to do, when it's focused on in every moment, when you lean into a task that may feel arduous and you choose in that moment to fill your body with states of, this is a privilege for me to do. And as I clean, I'm going to fill myself with the joy of seeing something transform before me. I'm going to experience the bliss of what it feels like to be in a place that I am inspired by. I'm going to embrace this task and it will become something meditative and energy giving. And before you know it, you've entered into timelessness. The task is complete. You feel energized and excited. And that has exponentially built an opportunity and a cauldron for your future promise to be here now, your future dreams to be here now. But you chose this in the moment instead of doing something from a place of contraction and or I have to do this without your presencing in it and thinking about something mindlessly in the future and or perhaps thoughts about of something that irritated you, then you're no longer in the moment and you are being controlled. You are actually hacked and controlled, which is a powerless place to be.
And then you're inviting more of that in.
Oh yeah, you sure are.
So maybe create environments for ourselves because it is our choice to manifest what we experience. But that means we have to put emphasis on the current experience.
Absolutely.
And that also means that the future is now.
The future is now. The
That's a
moment
riddle.
is the one, it is a
That's
riddle.
a
Mhm.
riddle.
The future promise is here now.
Now.
If your energy is in a past moment and you are ruminating on things of the past, you have gone into the past, you're drawing the information from a past moment into the moment.
Mhm.
Therefore, you're leaving yourself subject to recreate because you're experiencing the past. What are you now recreating in the moment? The past, because you're filling the moment with past information. And if in the moment you're actively only thinking about a future potential, you're discounting the pure potency of the moment, and you've now moved into the future without accessing the vastness of potentiality in the moment. So immerse yourself in the experience of the moment with fluid feelings of joys and attitudes like a stew, a soup, and be in it fully. And that full beingness of it, like a child, will then catapult you into a new moment being birthed anew with the potentials of these feeling states of great, great magic, of the joy, the love, the romance, the abundance. You're stepping into the full abundance of your being by being here so fully with self, present with self.
Amen.
Amen.